Sri Gurubhyo Namaha children. In our previous class, we discussed about census survey and sample survey. Today we are going to discuss about methods of choosing a sample. The statistician, he has to take many decisions before choosing a sample. So before choosing a sample, we should be familiar with certain terms. So in that, first one, universe. So the term universe, it is otherwise called population. It is defined as an aggregate of items possessing a common characteristic or characteristics. So a universe or population, it is defined as sum of items that we are going to conduct survey, and that all the selected items should possess a common characteristic. And second one, sample. A sample is that part of universe which we select for the purpose of investigation. And the third term is sampling unit. So sampling unit is nothing but number of items which we are going to utilize for sampling purposes. So this sampling unit, it is further divided into primary sampling unit and elementary sampling unit. So in our example, universe, already we discussed about an example, isn't it? We selected 2000 students for our investigation purpose, right? So in that all the 2000 students comes under universe. And second one, a sample is that part of universe which we select for the purpose of investigation. In our example, 200 students we selected for survey out of universe, that is 2000 students, is the sample. And a sample is that portion of the universe which represents the universe. So yesterday in our example also, we concluded that the characteristics which those 200 students are going to possess, the same we are going to take for all the 2000 students. Next one, sampling units. Already I told you it is divided into two, primary sampling unit and elementary sampling unit. First one, primary sampling unit. When the universe is divided into groups, these groups are called primary sampling units. So for example, if we decided to group our students, we can follow two ways. One way, we can divide them on the basis of classes, first standard separately, second standard separately, and so on. So if we decide to select the students from first standard to 10th standard, so till 10th standard we can divide them into 10 groups. Or we can select all the A sections as one group, all the B sections as another group, and we can do that also. So this type of sampling selection, it is called primary sampling unit, that group. And elementary sampling unit is in the universe of 2000 students, each student, each individual is a sampling unit, and it is called elementary sampling unit. Now we are going to discuss about kinds of sampling. So there are two kinds of sampling. One is random sampling and another one is purposive sampling. So sampling means selecting items from a universe for investigation to draw conclusions about the whole universe. So here we are going to discuss about two sampling methods, and these two are considered as major ones. So in most of the statistical investigation, the investigators they use random sampling method frequently. So the main difference between these two, that is the random sampling and the purposive sampling, is random sampling is by chance, while purposive sampling is by choice. So now we will discuss about these two kinds in detail. In that first one, random sampling, the word random means chance. Random sampling, it is also called probability sampling. It refers to the selecting of items from a universe based on chance. So chance here means equal chance of being selected. So in our example of 2000 students in a school, random sampling would mean that each of the 2000 students has an equal chance or opportunity of being selected for the sample. So there is no bias of any type against any student. We are not going to be partial and or we are not going to do anything intentionally towards the student. So if we take the example, the person who has been assigned the task of selecting the sample may intentionally select some students of a particular class or a section, or the person may have some idea to select boys or girls, or he may have the idea to select students of particular height and so on. Whereas unintentionally also the bias may creep. So intentionally the investigator is not going to do so, but sometimes it may creep while surveying. So he may have liking for a particular category of students, and even though he has no intention of favoring the selection of one or the other, so still unintentionally he shows favoritism in selection of a sample. Okay, I'll explain one more example. If you are given the chance to investigate the to investigate and gather information from the students, so you may have your own ideas. So what you may do, you can ask all the students to assemble in ground. So then you then just pick and choose 200 students out of them. Suppose if some students are absent on that day, it means that these students have no chance of being selected. They will be losing their chance. So it also means that your selection is not a true random selection. And another way is that you are given a list of all the 2000 students and you pick and choose from that list. Still, another way is that we we can give cards to the students. You can give cards. You can prepare a card for each and every student, and you can shuffle them. You can shuffle and pick up the cards until you get the needed items. So in our example, we need 200 students, isn't it? So you can shuffle all the cards and then you can pick 200 cards from them. And one more way is there. So there is still another way. Suppose there are 50 sections of 40 students each. You select at random 4 students from each section. So there are many ways of selecting a random sample, but each and every way has its own advantages as well as disadvantages. Now this random sampling is further subdivided into unrestricted random sampling and restricted random sampling. So there are two ways of random sampling. One is unrestricted random sampling and another one is restricted random sampling. First we will discuss about the unrestricted random sampling. So in this method of unrestricted random samples, the entire universe or population is treated as one unit, and then items that we needed are selected on random basis from the unit. For example, all the 2000 students of the school are taken as one unit or one single group. So the sample may be selected on a draw of lots basis, that is a chit or a card is prepared for each student, and these cards are then shuffled and thoroughly mixed. Then one by one we can select the required number of cards. We can pick them in random. And another way is random number table. So in this random sampling, in which we are giving cards and chits, no, we are not going to follow any conditions, and we don't have any restrictions to be followed while doing the process. So this unrestricted random sampling, it is also called simple random sampling. And the second method is random number table. So statisticians have prepared random number tables as an alternative to draw of lots method. And in this picture you can see one random number table. Actually it consists of lot of pages, but for learning purpose we are going to discuss based on this. As a first step, we have to number all the items of the universe. So in our example, our universe consists of 2000 students. So the items in the universe must be arranged in a sequence. So we may decide to arrange them. We may arrange according to the alphabet. So alphabetical order we can arrange, or according to the admission number we can arrange, or a class basis. So we can have our choice. So each student must be assigned a number ranging from 1 to 2000, because we selected 2000 students. So we should allot the number from 1 to 2000. And then we wish to draw a sample of 200 students. So we select these students in the following manner using this table. First, we choose the point from where we are going to start. Suppose we decide to start at the top of column 1 and proceed vertically down the column. If we decided to proceed vertically down the column, 2 points must be noted at this stage. So in this random number table, we can start from any column. It is in the hands of the investigator. So he may select second column or third column or fourth column, wherever he wants to start, he can start. It is not compulsory to start from the first column. So we can start from anywhere in the table, horizontally or vertically. So, but we have decided to start at the top of column 1 and proceed vertically. So we will start from the number 13284. But this is a 5-digit number, while our universe is of 4-digit number, that is 2000. So what do we do here? So what we are going to do now? We are going to take only the first 4 digits. So the first 4 digits is 1328. So the second number in the random table is 21224. So if we take first 4 digits here, the number is 2122, but it is greater than 2000. We have only 1 to 2000 numbers, so we can disregard them. So we can reject that number. So we selected this number, we rejected this one. If we move to the next number also, it is 99052. In this also we are going to just ignore the last number. First 4 digits 9905, it is also greater than 2000, so we are going to reject. Now if we move to the next number, we are going to ignore the last number. So first 4 digits is 19. This number is less than 2000, so we can select this. So in this way we have to select until we get 200 samples. Clear? So we select this number because we select these two numbers because these two numbers are lesser than 2000. So in the way we are going to select 200 samples until we get 200 samples. In the same manner we are going to select. After completing the first column, we are going to move to second column, then third column, and so on. So once we finish a column, we have to move to other column. So we are going to stop when we receive or when we got 200 numbers. So if in this process, if any number is repeated, in that case also we are going to regard that number. We are not going to use that number. We are going to ignore that number. So that is also one of the rules. So the draw of lots and random number tables are examples of unrestricted random sampling. So it is called unrestricted random sampling because there are no restrictions or conditions attached during the process of selection. So here also it is not compulsory to select from column 1 alone or column 2 alone. So whichever column we want, we can select. Actually only one page we have here as a sample, but this random number table, it will have lot of pages according to the sample we are going to collect. So each item in the universe, that is 2000, has the equal chance of being selected during the entire process of selection. So the whole of universe or population is taken as one group and there are no subgroups in this because we gave the number from 1 to 2000 to all the students, those who are going to participate in our survey. The implication becomes more clear when we discuss about the restricted random sampling. Tomorrow we will discuss about restricted random sampling. Thank you, children.